A very warm welcome, dear students. Today we have another interesting and humorous story about how a dog becomes a friend of the man. So before we move into the lesson, let's just see about the dog family. The dogs, the wolves, the foxes, the jackals, the coyotes. So they all belong to the dog family. And a member of the dog family is called a canid. And they include both the pet and the wild dogs. And some they eat true meat and some they eat a variety of food material. Did you know that the dogs were the first tamed animals and they have been man's best companion for over 12,000 years? That's quite interesting, right? One can find these wild canids on every continent except for the Antarctica. And almost all canids have long legs, flexible bodies, and they are adapted for chasing prey except for bush dogs, raccoon dogs, and some other domestic breeds. So the common features of the members of the family are that they are all hunters. Almost all canids live and hunt in groups. Wolves. Wolves live in large groups called packs. Wolves are the largest members of the dog family. Wolves are true meat eaters or carnivores and all work together to hunt and to kill. The African wild dog. These dogs are the largest packs comprising of up to 90 animals and they hunt together as a pack and can kill prey larger than they are. Next are the fox. Foxes are generally smaller than other members of the dog family. They possess a bushy tail called brush and have a long, narrow, protruding nose and mouth. Red fox is the most common and widespread among the foxes. Next is fennec fox. It is the smallest of all world's foxes and they eat a variety of foodstuff and eat whatever is easily available around them. Grey fox and raccoon dog. They are the only two canids which can climb trees. Coyote. They are also known as American jackal, brush wolf or prairie wolf. It is found throughout the North and the Central America. And these young canids are born blind and they require a long period of parental care. They are kept in a den, often dug into the ground for warmth and for protection. Do you know how canids communicate? Yes, they communicate with each other by various means, which includes signals, visual clues, gestures, and sounds like growls, barks, and howls. So, I guess now you know about the dog family. Let me tell you about the gist of this interesting and humorous story, how the dog found himself a master. This story begins with the past. So in the past, all the animals were living independently and they had no masters. A new dog took birth. The dog was not happy with the day-to-day struggle for food and danger of powerful creatures. So he decided to find a master who was the strongest on the earth and he started searching for a creature. So he walks and he walks searching for a master. So after walking for a short distance, he met a wolf. Wolf was a fearsome creature. The dog thought he was the strongest and made his own master. But one day, he saw the wolf running. He could could see that the wolf was so scared. And then the dog asked the wolf, "What happened?" And the wolf replied, "There is a bear nearby. Hide in the forest, else he will kill us both." The dog thought the bear was the strongest and he should offer his service to him, and he left the wolf. He asked the bear to be his master. The bear accepted his service. At the beginning, the dog was happy to serve the bear. They both started hunting for animals. One day, as they both were hunting for a cow, suddenly the bear began hiding in the forest. And the dog asked him what happened. "Lion," said the bear. The bear said that the lion is the king and the strongest animal of the forest. After hearing this, the dog waved goodbye and he left. After he left the bear, he went and joined with the king. The king of the jungle, he asked him to be his master. Many days passed and the dog was happy being with the lion. But one day, the lion rode fast, punched his feet on the earth, and started moving away. And the dog asked, "Why, what had happened?" And the lion said, "There's a man coming in our way. Let us go back, else we will be in trouble." He waved goodbye to the king of the jungle and moved away. After the dog understood the lion is not the strongest, he went to the man and offered his service. Since then, dogs are the most loyal servants of a human. I hope you have understood the gist of the story. So now let's move on to the lesson.
Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do, in freedom. Until a dog was born who was ill-pleased with this way of life. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself, looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth. And he set out to find such a master. He walked and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf who was as strong as he was fierce. "Where are you going, dog?" the wolf asked. "I am looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf?" "I don't see why not," the wolf said. And this agreed upon, the two of them went on together. They walked and all of a sudden, the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. The dog was much surprised. "What's come over you, master?" he asked. "What has frightened you so? Can't you see? There's a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me." Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him. And he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, "Let us go and find a herd of cows. I'll kill a cow and then we can both eat our fill." They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were mooing loudly and running in a panic in all directions. The bear looked out from behind a tree and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. "Now why did I have to come here?" said he to the dog. "It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts." "The lion? Who is he?" "Don't you know? He's the strongest beast on earth." Well then, I'll say goodbye to you, Bear. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth. And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. It was a good life, and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. But one day, the two of them were walking side by side along a path that ran amid bare cliffs, when all of a sudden the lion stopped. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quietly. "What is it, master? Is anything wrong?" asked the dog, surprised. "I smell a man coming this way," the lion said. "We'd better run for it or we'll be in trouble." "Oh well, then I'll say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago, but to this day, the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master.
Hope you had enjoyed the lesson. Thank you.